That's
Worst loss since Tom Brady left the New England Patriots.
Oh, and I got hit with that too. Well, what about Vegas with the lateral? Or what about this one? What about 34-0? What about the Monday Nighter? And I've been doing the games for 12 years. And I said, are we going to do this at what, 10:30? I thought we were going to do that at 10:30. Hit it on the rundown.
No, do it now.
All right,
do it now. Who cares?
I just want to explain myself.
I want you to go for it.
Like, I love this team. I want them to do well. And I just don't feel it right now. And I just think they're at a critical juncture. And the reason I bring up Tom is, like, we've been doing this how many years now? Where you come out of the gate and you're starting slow. That was a game handed to you on a silver platter. They didn't want to win that game, did Miami? You let them win. The amount of errors that you had, some of the stupid fouls, the flagrants, the decision right there to throw the ball to Hunter Henry over the middle of the field. You got 12 seconds, no timeouts. We used to do this on Fridays. Do you know how long it takes to hit a big play, to run down there and clock it? You need 17 seconds. So if you have no timeouts, and we used to practice this, put it on the clock, 17 seconds. We still wouldn't beat it. We'd throw it 40 yards downfield. Everybody would try and get down there, and we still couldn't clock it. Like, he's got to know that. Meaning the quarterback. You got to throw to the sideline. Or at least the offensive coordinator has to get in your head and say, hey, it's got to be to the sideline. Design a play to go to the sideline. The play designs yesterday. Like, we'll get to some of the stuff too. Like, you're bunched up and, Tyquan Thornton played, one snap? You had that report last week. They're shopping him?
Yeah, looking at dealing.
And I mean, is the line an issue? Yes, 100%. But, like, aren't you a little bit getting tired of talking about the line?
Can I stop on that point for a moment?
Sure.
I thought Mike Onwenu had a bad day yesterday. He is supposed to be this team's best offensive lineman, and you can make a case that he was, because of his inherent talent, maybe had the worst day of anybody up front. I think he had a really bad day, and it looked like they had some real issues in terms of their protections, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily getting physically bowled over,
right?
But missing guys, whiffing, not putting a block on anybody on some places. I thought he had a bad day. There seemed to be some real confusion up front with Mike Onwenu specifically. I didn't think their line was that bad in the game, though, overall.
They weren't.
They were fine. They were not some horrible, oh, my God, the pressure is never-ending, you've got zero time. That wasn't what it was yesterday. It was fine. Was it good? No, but I don't think they're ever going to be good. But was it okay? Yeah, it was okay. It was enough to get by in an NFL game.
It was functional.
Functional was functional. Yes, good word.
See, but part of the problem is Jacoby's getting clocked every other play.
Man, is he slow.
And then
everything he does is in slow motion.
But to your point, like when they're okay and they kind of block it up, it's almost like he gets fidgety because do I have time? Is somebody coming behind me? There were 3 times he stepped up, right leg coming forward, threw one right into the ground.
I feel with Drake May, they would have won the game yesterday. I think they would have had a better shot in this game with Drake May playing quarterback. That's the first time I've really felt like, man, if they had a different quarterback in there who was just slightly better and could make a few more plays, they're on the right side of this game. That was the first one yesterday. They win the game with Drake.
So you think he gets out of some of that stuff? Or makes some plays with his legs?
Yes, I think he makes some plays with his legs. And I think he could add something to this offense right now, just enough in a game like this against a bad Miami team that's got all sorts of the problems themselves. You're at home, tight game. Yeah, I think they could have won it. I think they could have put a few more points on the board with a better quarterback yesterday.
Yeah, no Phillips, no Chubb. They're 2 big edge rushers.
Yeah, we're watching play after play here
up.
where Jacoby had time to do something and couldn't.
It's gotten progressively worse since game number 1.
Oh, big 5-step drops, and then it's like he's just setting up, and it's like, man, you've got to move, dude. You've got to move.
You've got to elevate a little bit.
Yep.
Just a little bit. And I know the perimeter people they're struggling. But, like, for me, like, you're 1-4 now.
I did like that run on 2nd and 11, though, for him. That was a good run.
It was a good run.
Yeah, he got out of the pocket. He ran.
Yeah, but I mean, in spots, he does really, really good things. And I feel bad for him because he's getting his ass kicked. And he's a really good kid. And he knows what's on the table. He came here for 1 year to hold the team until Drake's ready. When's he going to be ready? Like, we keep talking about this, and games keep getting away from them. You know, you get some of the reporting last week of, whether you believe Evan Lazar or not, I don't think they're there yet. But you're losing so many damn bodies that it's not even going to be.
Hey, what did I tell you I was going to tell you today about Drake May? What I told you on Friday with Phil Perry sitting there. What did I say? So they lose this weekend, you're going to see Drake May against the Texans. And Phil said, no way. That's not the timeline. I got some news for you. Adam Schefter just tweeted this. A quarterback change could soon be coming to New England.
Oh, boy.
With rookie first-round pick Drake May potentially starting Sunday against the Texans. Here we are. I told you. This is coming. And yesterday, they had to look at that, and they had to say, with a better quarterback, we win this game at home, and we're 2-3.
Did you hear Mayo today?
The Bears have a winning record with their quarterback and their horrible offensive line. Mm-hmm. They're 3-2. The Commanders are off and running and are the second seed in the NFC right now. Behind only the undefeated Vikings are the Washington Commanders with Jaden Daniels. And you, as a New England Patriots fan, have to watch this yesterday?
It's frustrating.
No more. It's over. Drake May is going to start against the Texans. I told you that Friday. So they lose the game, they're going to the kid. And they did, and Jacoby Brissett did nothing to help their cause. It's Drake May time. It is. It's simple. I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of tears shed for the crowd that you can't play Drake May.
Oh, he's going to get hit.
Unconscionable. How could you even suggest that? Going to be a lot of tears out there, a lot of crying this week, but it's happening. I told you 3 weeks ago it's going to happen. So you're making an argument that will not stand up. It's Drake May time, baby.
You guys all had me convinced it was going to be London. Did you hear Mayo today?
I haven't heard. I didn't actually hear it. Right. I read his comments. I did not hear it myself.
We should play some of it because he was asked about the quarterback. And every time after every game, his morning presser after the game, it's Jacoby's our guy. 100% we're behind Jacoby. We looked at the film. We got to study the film more, he said today.
Yeah.
Before he makes a decision.
Film, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's an indicator right there.
I got news for you. That announcement will be happening, let me think, probably Wednesday morning is when you'll probably get it. Maybe you'll get that officially on Wednesday.
Reese tweeted out a few minutes ago, there's a notable shift in the way that Gerard Mayo was answering those quarterback questions today.
You've reiterated that Jacoby Brissett is the starting quarterback. Today, you didn't go there, and I know you said you haven't watched the film. Do you feel like there's potential for a change?
I've watched the film. I just haven't watched, some of the other things. I watched the offensive and defensive film for sure. I try to get to special teams. So what I would say is, I think I've been pretty consistent, and my messaging is that every single week every single day we're all being evaluated, and it's no different now. That's kind of how I see it.
Oh, that's a shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did not back up Jacoby Brissett at all today.
Every Monday he's backed him.
That reads worse than it sounds. It sounds like he's dodging a question. You read that, what he actually said there, and it's worse. There's absolutely no commitment to Jacoby Brissett. It's over. It's over. We're on to the kid. We're playing the kid. Sunday against the Houston Texans. Drake May will make his first NFL start. I'm telling you, it's happening. Here we are. Because of that. How can you can't do that again. I mean, what are you doing as a franchise? What the hell are you doing?
If Polk's inbounds.
And they're not a well-coached team. They were not prepared to play yesterday.
No.
They've got some off-the-field stuff, which Jabril Peppers will now have to talk about as well, right? One of your team captains who was unavailable for the game after being arrested early Saturday morning in Braintree. So that is a situation they're dealing with.
A player we like.
They're not well-coached, not prepared, off-the-field crap, and they're not a disciplined football team. Oh, my God, the penalties yesterday. What a joke. What poor coaching. And then Zoe even brought up Alex Van Pelt's offense itself, and the play calling sucks. It stinks. That guy's gone. He's so out of here. They're not going to stick with that. They can't stick with that beyond this year.
They're not getting anybody new. That's the thing. There's no receiver coming in. There's no lineman coming in.
I got Kendrick Bourne yesterday. That's your guy. You love him.
I love Bourne. One catch. One bubble screen. Did throw to him the rest of the
Not exactly an impact guy at this age. I'm sorry.
I don't even think that's it, too, because you're 4 weeks of studying things and running with your game plan. KB gets activated yesterday. Try to get him involved, get him the quick bubble screen. And Alex probably doesn't feel calm plays for him yet, which is a problem. You got to get that guy the ball.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. It's your number one receiver when he's healthy.
But what kind of catches is he making?
Slants, in cuts, curls, digs.
Yeah. Incremental yardage.
Well, that's where you're at offensively,
there's no game, buddy. Yeah, I know they are. It'd be better than what they're doing. Because, they can't throw the football.
Right.
They had more penalty yards in the first half yesterday than passing yards.
More penalty yards than passing yards. You can't survive.
There's 45-32 at halftime. 45 yards in penalties and 32 yards passing at halftime.
So that second
joke. So what are you doing? I mean, what? You don't even look like an NFL team right now.
Because the Dolphins low. By
They're
the
so
way.
bad.
They're so
You
bad.
have no
They're
clue
so
how
bad.
bad they
The
looked in
Patriots
person.
the Patriots are worse.
Their sideline was dead. The snap over Huntley's head.
Yep.
Can't keep going like this.
Oh.
No, cannot do it. You just can't.
The big thing is, though, like that second to last drive, if Polk's feet are in, Jacoby's still going because you win that game.
Yeah.
His season potentially was that second to last drive.
Yeah. And by the way,
he had some good throws.
By rule, it was not a touchdown, but apparently there's no one in the Patriots locker room from a coaching perspective to tell the players that the officials on the field did get the call right, which sucks. It's a bad rule. I think it's a horrible rule. It shouldn't be written the way that it is. That should be a touchdown. I agree with the players on that. That should count as a touchdown, but it was not a bad call. It was the correct call as the rule is written. And you've got guys after losing to the Dolphins making it about that touchdown call in social media posts and in the locker room. And you know what I think you look like when you do that? A bunch of freaking losers, which is what you are right now. You're 1-4 for a reason. It's no accident that this team is 1-4. Seriously.
That's why
it's not an accident.
That's why I referred to it as the worst loss I felt calling a game since Tom left. Because you tried to find something going, whether it was Mac Jones, whether it was Cam Newton, whether it was Bailey Zappi. And here you are with Jacoby Brissett, and now you're on the quarterback number 5 potentially, maybe number 6. And that's why I felt it was the worst loss.
It was bad.
Because it's a juncture of your season where you needed that game to get going.
And everybody was wondering where Jabril Peppers was. Well, we now know where he was. He was arrested over the weekend. We'll touch on that story and what it means in the big picture for where the Patriots are at right now at 1-4, going into a game against the Texans. I think it's going to be Drake May week. I think we're about to see a change.
But to
Article
me,
3, note number 6 in the NFL rule book reads that if any part of the foot hits out of bounds during the normal continuous motion of taking a step, heel toe or toe heel, then the foot is out of bounds. A player is in bounds if he drags his foot or if there is a delay between the heel toe or toe heel touching the ground. So according to the pool report given to Mike Reese after the game, George Stewart, who's the NFL VP of officiating, he said the rule that was applied was the toe heel rule. What happened was he did have one foot down in the field of play, and at the completion of the second step, he had his toe in the field of play, but his heel came down on the white lines out of bounds. So he did not have 2 feet in bounds at the conclusion of the catch. The NFL obviously has a rule that's not exactly easy to understand because you can drag the feet on your way out of bounds.
Toes
Dragging counts. I don't totally understand a way that they could make this more simple, but it feels like if you're able to tap your toe or tap your heel down before any other part of your foot touches the white, that should probably count. That feels like it should count.
Yes. Any part of your 2 feet in bounds with the catch should make it a catch. Like, you got rid of the tuck rule. The tuck rule was a bad rule. Was it a fumble? Yeah. So get rid of it.
I think what they're trying to do is make it not black and white, but green and white. If there's entire foot on the green, catch. Entire foot, any part of the foot on the white, not a catch. I think they in their minds think this is the easiest and most concrete defined way to define a catch or not have it. But when you have a rule that includes the toe tap, now you've created a gray area.
Right, because I don't know how you would toe tap with that angle and not have your heel hit the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
he's got to get the heel in. Like, I mean, he's got to learn from this and understand it. Like, if you're going to work the back end line, remember the one Amendola caught against Jacksonville, AFC title game?
Yeah.
Coming across, he's kind of falling out of bounds, but gets both toes in and then falls to the white. He's got to nail both heels down. Like, he's a good receiver. He's caught a lot of balls at Washington. And he's going to be here for a while. And he's going to be a good receiver for you. He'll learn from it. But they didn't know the rule. I knew it the second I saw the heel hit. I'm like, oh, no.
Problem. Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's a win or loss right there.
I mean, you get Kendrick Bourne after the game saying, did it look like his feet were in? I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't know, Kendrick? Watch the play. It's pretty easy. There was plenty of close, zoomed-in looks at that play. We know. Jalen Polk saying that he felt like he got both his feet in. Well, you didn't. It's not even close. We can see that you didn't get the back of your second foot in. It's a bad rule, but we know what happened on the play. There's no ambiguity about what happened on the play. You put your toe down, and then your heel lands pretty clearly in the white. I mean, it's not like it was even right on the edge. Half your foot's on the white. By rule, that's not a catch. Is it a kind of a crap rule? Yeah. I could feel your frustration. Like, damn, I wish that rule were a little different and you could tap your foot going backwards as opposed to forward. I wish that were the rule, but it's not. And these guys are in there talking about it yesterday like they got jobbed by the refs. I'm like,
no, they didn't.
You didn't.
No.
Every damn call, when it went to the replay, they got right. Whether it was a hold, whether it was a horse collar, whether it was an illegal shift, illegal motion. Every call, both sides. They nailed it.
There were so many flags in the game, and I think you said at one point, so, wow, these aren't even ticky-tack calls. You said something to that effect on the broadcast.
They're legit. Like, legit calls. When you look, I'm like, I can't bitch about that. I bitch about it in real time. No way, you can't call that. And then you see it. Like the PI on the slant on Mostert. You hit him. Uncatchable ball. Down low in front of him. Gave him a free first down.
And bitching about the refs after a performance like that, I just think is such a loser mentality. I'm sorry. It is.
This team's starting to sound like a loser team. And they've got a loser vibe to them now, too. They're missing a team captain on Sunday because Jabril Peppers was arrested early Saturday morning. And so it's taking on this feel of, I equate it in my lifetime to the late 90s Patriots. Sorry, Zo, no offense.
None taken.
Like clown show, guys getting in trouble off the field.
Show.
You know, not a lot of discipline. Head coach who's kind of loose and is on, really good terms with all the players, but they kind of take advantage of it. It's starting to feel like that.
Problem is that was a pretty skilled team. That's a talented team. Even in the early 90s. And I've told you guys this, that 2-14 team I played on, we had some really good players. And we weren't coached well. We didn't react well. But damn it, put us up against these guys. That'd be a hell of a game. Hell of a game. I mean, so you look at Polk. I don't blame him that much for not understanding because he's a rookie. He's in game number 5. And he's being asked to do a lot of things. Like right now, Pop had the catches yesterday. He had what, 5 for 30-some plus? He did his job yesterday, but like Polk kind of was your number one receiver going into that game. Because he's the one in the huddle every freaking play. And you're asking a lot for a rookie to do in an NFL game. He thought he was in. He'll learn from it. Veterans, you got to know that. Veterans got to know that. Coaches got to know it, and it's got to be taught to these guys. Receiver coaches got to talk to them. Troy Brown should be talking to these guys too. Pull these guys aside, help them more. There's so many things they got to correct. So many problems from yesterday. Like I don't know where to start. I really don't. See, and it's easy for everybody just to kill the line. Put it all on the offensive line. No, it's deeper than all that.
What do we think about the arrest for Jabril Peppers? What happens here?
It's a player I like. One of my favorites on the team. Plays hard, plays with energy, and he screwed up Saturday. It goes to the league, right? So it gets kicked to the league. The league has to talk about it, decide something. And at some point, probably the owner's got to step in a little bit.
What's the owner going to do?
I mean, I don't know.
Like, what is the owner? I'm serious. I don't know what that's. Why would the owner need to be involved?
Just with guys with issues, right? In the past. And not that it's visible or something said, but I think we care about these type of charges. The strangulation.
Peppers was arrested and charged with assault and battery on a family member, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, strangulation and possession of a Class B substance that was believed to be cocaine. The victim was treated at the scene, according to officials. Peppers was arraigned in Quincy District Court, held on $2,500 bail. I'm sure he could make that. His attorney said there is evidence that, quote, sheds real doubt on the allegations. So,
what if she doesn't press charges?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
We don't have any more details beyond that at this hour. But it definitely doesn't look good. It's an awful appearance-wise, awful appearances of what kind of incident it was.
Team captain.
And it speaks to this team being in a dysfunctional way. It does. Off the field stuff does matter. This is a guy they gave a big contract extension to in the offseason, right? 3 years, $24 million back in the summer months.
And he earned it.
He got a big contract extension. He's a team captain. And the big contract extension and team captain weekend of a game is getting arrested related to violence and drugs. How does that make your team look when you're 1-4?
What happened to Chandler Jones when all this stuff went down? He ends up getting traded, And I don't think he's Chandler Jones. Chandler was a former number 1 pick. A damn good pass rusher. And he lost it a little bit. Next thing you know, he was gone. Wait, what do you get? Trade Peppers? It's one of your better players. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.